welcome to my channel. Again, this is Andre, owner of Pinnacle Credit Repair, and I've been in business for 10 years. And in that 10 years, it's been quite an amazing journey. And through that 10 years, we've learned a lot of things from the market, from consumers, and just working on our clients and a lot of our clients' lives as well. So I just want to let you know this video is not scripted, it's not even prepared, it's just off the top of my head despite the huge screen I have in front of me. It's kind of funny, right? No, I'm not reading the teleprompter, but the reason why I have this screen in front of me is I want to make sure that you guys can see vividly the source links and facts that I am pulling from. And no better than yet is my website. So without further ado, by the way, these are my blue blockers. They block ultraviolet light from the computer screen. And see, I'm all about health and keeping my faculties. So as I age, I want to maintain as best health as I can. So we are looking at our screens all day. So I highly recommend that you get some blue blockers yourself. You can get them on Amazon with this link in the description below. The same ones that I'm using if you want, or you can get whatever ones that you are. By the time you hit that link, you'll see ads from other competitors or not. I like these are great and they're affordable, so you should grab a pair of your own to protect your eyesight. All right, it'd be a shame to go to the doctor 5 years from now and the doctor says, hey, you're having eye trouble. So protect your faculties. And without further ado, let's go ahead and look at my web. Okay, so what we have here is my site, and this is the front page. As you can see, we have testimonials and reviews. So if you look at this down drop listing, these are all the review sites that we are on. Badcredit.org, Best Company, cardrates.com, Fiscal Tiger, Trustpilot. We're on YouTube as well. Yelp.com, Bark.com, Simple Money Life, CreditRepairExport.org, WeLoans, Nice Local, and then SFGate, New York Credit Repair Companies, Yellow Pages, and a bunch more because I haven't added them yet. So as we go to badcredit.org, we can clearly see any website with an org is a pretty astounding site. As you can see, they have 27 million users on their site, 2,000 guides and reviews, and 50 plus contributing experts. And as you go down here, you'll be able to see the blogs, and you'll see John Olsheimer. He actually used to work for Experian, I believe. And so you can read about all these people here. They've been featured on quite a bit of news networks. And these are the people that I have in my contacts. And there's more down here. So there's a whole list of them that are on here. And I am proud to be working with and I am so glad and humbled to work with them, as yeah, I didn't pay these people to work with me and they didn't pay me at all. So I just want to let you know that it's best to work with a company that's been vetted out by actual professionals, not by just some small tiny company with actually no reviews or no verification at all, right? So if you were to Google a company and there's nothing really about them, you know, there's better decisions you can make, okay? So what I wanted to talk about was not about badcredit.org. You guys can feel free to visit those companies to do further research. There's tons of great articles, but there's also tons of great articles on my site. And one article that I got, and mind you, my articles are basically compiled of facts and data from a multitude of verifiable sources. I want to make sure that I get you the right and accurate data. And that's essentially what Pinnacle Credit Repair is. Okay, so you can go right where it says Credit Repair News, and you could see our blogs. And basically, let's go to this one. This is a very important one right here. This essentially is going to share with you why online disputes are better than mail. Go into the full article, but I'm just going to go down to the most important part, which is the lead time, okay? But before I do that, let's look at the sources this data from. Okay, so According to a 2012 study by the Federal Trade Commission, approximately 20% of consumers who identified errors on their credit reports experienced delays and difficulties when attempting to dispute these inaccuracies by mail. In some cases, these delays resulted in unresolved disputes impacting the consumer's credit scores and financial health. Boom, okay? So, and you could read this. This is quite an extensive article, which is extremely in-depth. As you can see, it's 370 pages long. Yeah, I read it. I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I've been in the credit repair industry for about 10 years. I was mentored by the original founder of Lexington Law. And I've worked with former attorney of former President John F. Kennedy. His name is Austin William Cooper. Look him up in Martindale-Hubbell. Actually, you won't find him in there because he's actually retired and haven't talked to him in a while. But when I first started credit repair, I was mentored under him. Now a person named Galen is running his old office, which I believe they still have the name, but he's no longer the managing partner, but he's the owner of the corporation. This guy has managed multi-million-dollar businesses and actually was the attorney for a former president long ago. So well respected. I'm very humbled and blessed to work with him. And like I said, a very, very extensive read right here, okay? So this will basically compile as much data that's possibly out there despite the CDIA. And what I have done is I have basically extracted certain information that's pertaining to this matter, which is disputes by mail and versus electronic disputes. And then on this part right here on number 2, this is a case study. The U.S. Postal Service has been facing financial and operational challenges in recent years, leading to slower mail delivery times. In 2020, the USPS reported that first-class mail, which includes letters and postcards, had an on-time delivery rate of just 86%. This means almost 15% of first-class mail experienced delays, potentially affecting the delivery of mail disputes to credit bureaus. Boom. Now, with that being said, you might say, well, that's why we send things via certified mail. Okay. Great, I'm glad you do, but here's the thing. You send them, or maybe some other amateur sends them by certified mail, which is a little bit quicker than regular mail, but guess what? Do the bureaus send you back certified mail? I didn't think so. So again, we are touching into the lead time from the recipient back to the consumer. And that is a delay that will trickle down to the exponential increase of time that passes by in your dispute. So when you're running a large business, we want a high success rate and we want speed and efficiency. It's like running a race. If you're dealing with a competitive athlete, which I am, it's all about winning the race just 1 second quicker. If you can win it 1 second quicker, you got first place, right? Second place is 1 second later. So it's all about speed and effectiveness, and that's what we're about. Now, another thing is that when you send these items by mail, well, we'll go into that later. Let's go on number 3. Let's stay focused here. Okay, another one, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is a subsidiary of the FTC, but this is for consumers, okay, has reported a significant increase in complaints about the credit reporting issues in recent years. Between 2019 and 2020, remember COVID-19, credit reporting agencies increased credit reporting complaints increased by 50%, many of which were related to difficulties and delays in disputing credit report inaccuracies by mail. So there you have it. You could read on further. This is it right here. I'm not making this up. And yeah. In a 2015 report by the National Credit Consumer Law Center, the organizations highlighted numerous cases where consumers experience problems with mail disputes. There you have it, okay? So it's important to always fact check. It's important to always fact check. That way, whoever is sharing information with you, you can verify it. And the links are right there on my website. My website is a resource for information and even teaches you how to repair credit on your own if you want to do it. Okay, if you so choose, use my website as a guide. Okay, people pay me for a service which you can actually do it which I can do it for you, and that's why they pay me. right? I have two services, the Fast Track Elite program, or you can hire me personally. People tend to hire me personally because that's just the market that we addressed and have addressed over the years. But we have created the Fast Track Elite program for people that can't afford or just don't need that personal mentorship. When you hire me personally, you also get me as a guide on helping you build your credit as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and go down to the goodies, okay? So as you can hear, I've highlighted the pros and cons, but let's go into the lead time, okay? By the way, I have another video. You should watch it. It goes in more detail about this. I'll leave it right here. Boing. And let's go to the lead time. Okay, we're going to compare the dispute process. Okay, so number one, sending disputes online. Okay, first, initiating the credit dispute online involves accessing the credit bureau's website, creating an account required, and submitted the dispute form with relevant information. This process is relatively quick and easy. All right, disputing the credit report inaccuracies online is significantly faster. That is definitely true, and more effective than disputing by mail. That's our claim, and we stick to it, and we have the data to prove it. Not just our clients, but the data that you saw above. If you actually look at the numbers, women lie, men lie, but numbers don't lie. And those aren't numbers that I made up. That's the numbers from the United States government and other credible agencies. Thank you very much. Okay, so preparing your initial dispute, you spend a few hours gathering necessary documents and submitting everything clear, concise dispute through a credit bureau's online dispute portal. You can go to TransUnion, you can go to Experian, or Equifax. And if you have any objection towards online disputes in the video, you might want to watch the video because I address those objections. And, you know, it just weighs out that online is much better for what we're doing. Online submission. Since the dispute is submitted online, there's no need to wait for the postal delivery. The credit bureaus receive your dispute immediately, eliminating the 5 to 7 business days or up to 2 weeks postal delivery time. And when we say 5 to 7 business days, that's via certified mail. 7 days just in case something may happen. Certified mail can actually take up to 9 days if you're not careful, especially if someone is sending something from Georgia to another state in another person's name, which that person doesn't live in that state. Okay, and this is another red flag that the bureaus are going to realize that they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, you live at this address, but we're getting this mail from this state. On the envelope, every mail that you send, there's a barcode. It goes to a branch, and they could track where that mailer came from. Okay, they can track everything. There's no way to get around that. So what will happen is when you get to the ACDV system that the bureaus have, they will shrivel that mail up and they'll automatically know that it's coming from Bimbo. So these are one of the reasons why that we don't dispute by mail. It's not the biggest reason, but it is definitely one of the reasons. The main reason is the time and other components that we listed on the video. Watch the video if you want to learn more. If you have a case in point against these, you're probably not going to really have anything to say because I already extrapolated that article and read the whole darn thing. Years ago, I read this, okay? So you're more than welcome to read if you like. I hope you do, but it's a lot of pages. So credit bureau investigation, okay? Just as in the mail dispute process, the credit bureau has 30 days to investigate your claim. However, the investigation might be expedited due to the immediate recipient of your dispute and supporting documents. That's important. So your 30 days starts when they receive the information, and when you send it to a specific place, it might not be addressed in the way you want it because it will hit, depending upon, I have a list of addresses where I can make a video where I tell you exactly which department of each credit bureau, what they do, and how they address certain letters that they receive. This is all data that you can get. It's all public data. In the CDIA, the CFPB website lists all this data. And it's actually not all the, it's not all the data that's out there, it's just all the data that they have, but it's just so much that it's a good marker to understand this industry. Because here's the thing, not everyone is disputing electronically, and not everyone is disputing by mail. They're also doing by fax too. So if you want the information via fax, I can make a video about that as well. That's actually in that article too. And they even classify faxes as a mail in some degrees. I can give you instances of that. I'll make another video. But to stay on topic here, because this is a lot of information, keep in mind, credit repair, there's a lot of information in this industry. You might send a fax, you may send a mail, but it goes, you might dispute online. But even if you dispute online, okay, they might send it by mail to another department, to which that department sends it by mail to another department, okay? That's a possibility to as well. Most likely you'll be hit by ACDV and you'll be flagged as a third party, unauthorized person, or a credit repair company, and they will put you through the ringer and essentially be a very crazy stall tactic, and you'll be delayed many times. Okay, so the number 5, responding to the investigation results. If you're not satisfied with the outcome of the investigation, you can easily submit additional documentation or evidence to support your claim online. There's no need to prepare and mail another letter, which would take several days or weeks for delivery. Like, do you really want to spend money? I mean, this is for if you do it for yourself, but as a business, I'm a smart businessman. I don't want to spend money that I don't have to, especially if I can get results that are better. Had that way get me better results, the money is not a big deal because I would make sure to include that in my costs for my business. But we feel from the data that we got, remember, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie, that how we do it here is the best way. So, okay guys, so these are all the things that you got to look out for: preparation time, postage and handling cost, delivery time, risk of lost or damaged mail, limited tracking and documentation. So these are all like the cons of disputing by mail. You're giving the opposition an advantage over you. So don't do that. Now let's hop into the actual lead time. Let's crunch the numbers. I'm a big numbers guy, and you can clearly see how ineffective the mail is. Now keep in mind, these aren't numbers that I made up. This is numbers from that big sheet that there's actually 4 case studies. Actually, it's more than that. There's 4 articles, and with those articles, there's several other case studies and articles and data from verifiable sources. The best information that we have to date. This is what we're getting these numbers from. I took the time to do the homework for you guys, so you're welcome. All right, now let's pay attention to me right here. All right, so the actual delivery time for disputes by mail is slow. Yes, I agree with you. When disputing credit report inaccuracies by mail, the delivery time can take several days or even weeks for each letter sent to the credit bureaus. Disputing by mail is slow. The delay can significantly prolong the dispute process, particularly when multiple letters and responses are involved. Here's an example of how the mail dispute process can unfold, highlighting the average time it can take from the beginning to end. Number 1, preparing the initial dispute letter. You spend a few days gathering the necessary documents and drafting a clear, concise letter detailing the inaccuracies on your credit report. Sending the dispute letter. After mailing the letter, it takes 5 to 7 business days for the letter to reach the credit bureau, and business days are essentially weekdays, Monday through Friday. If you hit a weekend, that's an extra 2 days. Every day counts. If you could get results 1 day quicker, why not, right? In some cases, it could take up to 2 weeks, depending on the distance. Remember I said the distance, and the postal service efficiency. So, if you're sending a bunch of credit disputes in a state, let's just say like Georgia, where credit repair is illegal, it's very easy for the government to find that out. Oh, wait, my mind today, it's talking about shit that doesn't even matter. Anyway, my point was, let's just say you live in California. Let's just say you live in Wyoming. and the person is sending disputes from one particular state on your behalf, well, it's very easy to track that, and the bureaus know. And if any, we don't know the how effective that postal service is at delivering your mail to a creditor that's across country. Because remember, when you're disputing creditor accounts, you're also sending items to different creditors, not the bureaus, right? So there's data furnishers, creditors, and the credit bureaus, all right? So that's a lot of mail you're going to send out. It's going to take too long, okay? You can't really get consistent, fast results with that. I mean, if you care about speed, okay. You know, if you don't care and you want to fix your credit in like 2 years, okay, go ahead. Which reminds me, if the money-back guarantees, if a company's money-back guarantee is 180 days, they're basically telling you they need 6 months to show you results. Why not hire Lexington Law? Because according to Lexington Law, they can get up to, I think it's 28% deletion rate within 6 to 12 months. So if a person is charging up front a couple $100, $300, and they're doing credit repair legal in Georgia, why not take the risk? They might get shut down, right? They might get shut down, and then if they get shut down by the government, then what's going to happen to your dispute? You're shit out of luck. You spent your money. So work with a business owner with limited amount of risk. Oh, and by the way, our money-back guarantee is 120 days. I only need 3 months or so to show you results. And as you can see in my client testimonials, basically that's quite an occurrence. We have an 88% success ratio in that time frame. The statistics are on our website. You can read them. But that doesn't mean you're going to get your stuff cleaned in 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. We're just showing you the majority of what happens. So keep that in mind. But you as a consumer, you need to take your best bet. I think about you guys. If I was in your shoes, okay? Well, if I was in your shoes, I would learn how to do it, but I'm me and I'm not you. So anyway, that's a more complicated topic. Okay, let's just say I was you. I didn't have these amazing credit repair skills. Well, I would make sure to understand my expectations and do credit repair the fastest way possible, because my goals matter the most, and make sure I understand the rules, limitations, and parameters of credit repair and how it works, especially if the company's doing business illegally. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, so sending letter out, the credit bureau investigation. Once the credit bureau receives your dispute letter, they have 30 days to investigate your claim. Now, when they say they're going to investigate it, that just means they have to respond to you and say, oh, we received it. But it might take some time for you to get that response back. This time frame can be extended by additional 15 days if the credit bureau receives additional information from you during the investigation. So this is interesting right here. This time frame can be extended by an additional 15 days if the credit bureau receives additional information from you during the investigation. So if you're sending multiple disputes, the bureaus have the right to prolong that by 15 days, and it's 30 days to investigate each claim, and they could classify. The bureau has the right to classify what is a claim and what isn't. So if they're doing their best, then you could be in a game of chess where they're just trying to stalemate, right? And you're running around in circles getting nowhere. Okay. Okay. Receiving the investigation results. After the credit bureau completes the investigation, they will send you the results by mail. This can take another 5 to 7 days, or even up to 2 weeks for your letter to reach you. Responding to investigation results. If you are not satisfied with the outcome of your investigation, you might need to send additional documentation or evidence to support your claim. This requires preparing and mailing another letter, which will again take several days or weeks for delivery. Sending disputes by mail, we can all agree the entire dispute process can take anywhere from 45 days to 70 days or more, depending on the postal delivery times, and complexity of your dispute. This lengthy process highlights the challenges and inefficiencies associated with disputing credit report inaccuracies by mail. In contrast, online disputes offer faster and more streamlined process, allowing you to track and manage your claim effectively. Okay, so again, if a person's money-back guarantee is 180 days, they know the reason why they made it 180 days, because they know that it's going to take some time with doing it their way. They want to protect themselves. And like, oh, 70 days, I don't want to say 90. That's too scary. I don't want to say 120, because 70 plus 70, what if we do another round and it took 70 days or more again? That's 140 days. I'm going to be fucked, right? Because you have to look at that other part right here. It's a very important part. And so this time can be extended by an additional 15 days. That's a very important rule. By the way, there's no laws up here, but that sentence is referred to a law in the Credit Reporting Act. Maybe I'll update this with the laws so you have the source links. I made this article very quick, and it could be improved. I'm going to improve it, so I'm going to add the laws next time you see this link in some coming days. So, like I said, they know that it will take time, so they're going to do 180 days just to be safe. They don't want to lose money, right? They don't want to lose money. Mine is 120 days. Why? Because it's based upon this information. If that's not enough proof for you, then you're delusional. No, sorry, you're not delusional. You just been misinformed. You need to do the data. Go to my website, okay? Go to Google, click Fast Credit Repair. If you want to know what Fast Credit Repair is, then go to Google. Google will bring you to my website. Scroll down, it's like number 5, okay? Click on it and then go to my article here, and it will tell you everything you need to know. Okay, so that's it for mail. Mail's pretty much out of the box. Now let's move on to online disputes. Okay, now we're going to online lead times. Okay, here we go. Mail dispute resolution time versus the online. Okay, so 45 to 70 days is for the mail, and then I believe it's 15 to 45 days for online. Okay, so number 1 is online. Okay. Online dispute resolution to online, preparing the dispute a few hours, that's right. Online submission is immediate. Credit bureau investigation is 30 days, and that 15-day extension doesn't apply to online. You're welcome. Receiving the investigation results a few hours to 1 day. My clients can attest to that. That's a very important claim. How quickly do we get our investigation results? Well, you can ask Sargis. You can ask John. These are some recent clients. You can ask Rick Lamb. We can ask lots of my clients. But I prefer to work with the most recent clients, because if I talk to my clients that I've had over the years, I guess those don't count. Because people say, like, oh, you fixed credit 3 years ago, it doesn't count. And now you fixed credit with a recent person, it doesn't count. Like, they're coming up with different excuses. Like, it's just funny. If I show off my G-Wagon downstairs, people are going to be like, oh, you're a scammer, you stole money, blah, blah, blah. If I show you this apartment, they're going to say, oh, it's a cheap apartment you rent. Actually, this apartment is not cheap at all. You are silly. They say badcredit.org is fake. It's just funny, man. It just doesn't add up. Please do the research. So you'll get the investigation results in a few hours to 1 day, and it says it on Experian website, it says it on TransUnion website, and it says it on Equifax website. Okay, very simple. Now, responding to the investigation results, if necessary, immediate submission followed by another 30-day investigation. Okay, that's pretty standard. Total estimated time for online dispute resolution is 15 to 45 days if you do the math. Okay, Mail dispute resolution time, preparing the mail 1 to 2 days. Let's look up 1 to 2 days to prepare the mail dispute. Mailing dispute, postal delivery times 5 to 7 days, up to 2 weeks. Depends if you're in certified mail or if you're doing regular mail. Credit bureau investigation 30 days. Receiving investigation results by mail 5 to 7 days or up to 2 weeks. Basically the same similar situation like with the mail, because they're going to send it to your regular mail back. Responding to the investigation results if necessary. Preparing and mailing response 1 to 2 days, postal delivery time 5 to 7 days or 2 weeks, followed by another 30 day, and if you do the math, 45 days to 70 days or more. Okay, so which would you rather choose? Okay, which would you rather choose? Which would you rather choose, Mr. Consumer? 15 to 45 day lead time or 45 to 70 days? And that's exactly why we show our statistics. This data is backed upon lots of data from the CDIA, CFPB, FTC, and CFPB, and other, so many others, man. Oh my God. And our clients and our experience. So if someone is saying mail disputes are the best, if they can't clearly break down the numbers with case studies and facts, they're just making it up. I'm showing you guys the full proof. Okay, this information that I got again is coming from that big document that you can download on my website, and you can pop some Adderall or take an espresso or whatever you do, and read it all night. I'm not saying I did that, but you could do that. Okay, so I'm just, I don't do Adderall, I don't do narcotics. I do take pills, but I do not take drugs. All right, now that we got that out of the way, so let me read this. I'll read it out to you guys. As demonstrated by these timelines, disputing credit bureau credit report inaccuracies online is significantly faster than disputing by mail. The online dispute process takes approximately 31 to 45 days, while the mail dispute process can take anywhere from 45 to 70 days or more. This difference in speed highlights the advantage of using online disputes to resolve credit report inaccuracies more efficiently. Disputing by mail is slow. And keep in mind that dispute resolution, now we said right here 15 to 45 days, and now you see 31 to 45 days. Well, again, it's an approximation. I put the minimum up here when I said 15 to 45. That's like the minimum time frame. Okay, actually it's not, but I don't want to talk about my 6-day results or that, because they're really so few. That doesn't really happen a lot. But when you see, and you can look at my my YouTube channel, how often do you see results in 6 days? Not often. Okay, not often. It's on my YouTube. I'm going to show them. Of course, if I get them, I'm going to show them, or at least try. Not everyone's going to allow me to, but I'm just going to let you know that it's not often that we get that. So let's be realistic here. 15 to 45 days is okay. 31 to 45 days right there. Okay. So the winner, online disputes. Despite the advantages of mail disputes, online disputes ultimately come out on top in the show due to the convenient speed and ease of communication between the consumer and the credit bureau. While mail disputes have their place in certain situations, I can agree, particularly when extensive documentation is required, online disputes provide a more streamlined approach to credit report error resolution. Okay? There we go. Okay, so does that mean mail is terrible? Mail is slow. Okay, does that mean mail doesn't work? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not. Does that mean Andre doesn't send some things by mail? I don't send them out. I have my staff do it for me. Okay, now some might create the argument, oh, you said you don't do mail. Dude, I have nothing personal against the mail. Okay, I run my business efficiently. There are some cases where we would send some mailers out. Mail is okay. Like if you're going through litigation, right? How many of you guys have hired a lawyer to repair your credit? So that's how that works. And if you guys have any questions, hop in the comment section. make sure to email me. Go to my website, pinnaclecreditrepair.com. I'll be happy to bring clarity on any more information. And I think that concludes this very small video, this short video. And I can extrapolate more on certain parts of those documents that you saw above. If you want me to do that, we can. I will see you guys on the next one.